And we're back.
And we're back.
You were just telling me about how you're autistic and lesbian.
No. How I was autistic and bisexual. So that means I have to sit in a chair weird.
Yeah,
like
you have
it's
to shift
just
around. You get nervous like a gerbil.
I do.
Is that a quality specific of autistic bisexual folks?
Well, like bisexual people sit weird in chairs, and then like autistic folks also like do weird things in chairs to be comfortable. So
Should
like
we
it's just
should we acknowledge
the fact that we've been gone for months?
I don't even know how many now. Well, when it comes to the pod, it's been probably what, half a year, if not longer.
Yeah. I want to say the last time was probably like September.
Jesus Christ. I mean, the last upload on the channel was, I think, like 3 months ago. At this point.
No,
something like that.
I'm gonna look now.
Was it a month ago?
I'm gonna look now.
I don't know. I did a little bit of something where I took some old clips together. Oh, you're talking about like the podcast specifically?
Yeah.
It would have had to have been. What's it say?
7 months.
7
It's
months
been
ago.
7 months since we posted.
Jesus Christ. Should we come up with some sort of excuse?
Oh, do we have to?
No, I don't think we have to. I think we'll be okay.
No, I think it's kind of like obvious. We had started this podcast like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's been almost a year since we started.
Mm-hmm.
And we were trying to do it while like starting our first year of parenthood.
Yes.
And like if you don't know anything about parenthood,
It's involved.
it's quite involved.
It's a little involved. There's shit going on when you
Like,
have a
just
child.
so much. And
Mhm.
like I think right when we stopped, like in September when we stopped recording as often, recording at all,
Yes.
T started going through a horrible sleep regression, and it didn't stop until like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Which, thank God, that's getting better. Oh my God, dude. That's so hype, is the fact that he's like sleeping and like actually sleeping. But no, like I've wanted to get back on the stream thing. I love that you're eating popcorn and you're like leaning away from the microphone. Did you think I was gonna call you out? You were like, hey, well, let's record a podcast. Go pop some popcorn. Like that's the worst thing. It's fine. It's tasty, and I vouch for it, so it's fine. I understand. But no, I wanted to put a little bit of a new spin on things because, like, you know, there's always things to talk about, but the fact of the matter is like, you know, we can talk about what's going on in our heads all day long, and we can talk about, you know, our day to day, but at a certain point, you know, we're two people that work, you know, 9 to 5 jobs. We're very, very normal-ish, not in personality, but in, you know, life in general.
Yeah.
Other than maybe some like shiesty family stuff that we can't really talk too much about. You know what I mean? But
yeah, because they listen to the podcast.
yeah, and I don't want to, you know, blow up people's spot like that. But
Fair enough.
yeah, it's been a real complicated, you know, few months. It's been very, very involved physically and mentally, and you know, there's something kind of nice about that because it really makes you feel like you're needed. But then as soon as you have a minute to stop and think for yourself and take a breath, you realize just how exhausted you are.
Yeah.
Which, you know, not the best feeling in the world, but, you know.
And I think something for us is that, like, we've been helping everybody else out and kind of, like, lost track of what matters to us.
Yeah, helping everybody else out and also our child.
Yeah.
You know, there's already, you know, it's already kind of a I don't know if it's, what do you call it, a stereotype, but, you know, not having the ability to really properly take care of yourself when you have a child is something that is known to be a thing when you have a kid, and that on top of, you know, all the other stuff that we've been doing and helping with and dealing with, you know, it's just extended that even further. So now that we're kind of, knock on wood, plateauing on some of these things, hopefully we can get back to doing things in our free time that we like to do, and it's like, especially I like to do, like I personally, I love doing the podcast, and I really, really like the streaming stuff. It's just, you know, the last few months it's been one of those things where like I get home from work and then we take care of the kid until, you know, like 8:30, you know, 8:00, 8:30. And then it's bad because by then I'm tired and I want to go to bed. It's so pathetic. But I mean, it
And
is
then-
what it is.
I mean, and then you just have like, you know, your normal household stuff.
Yeah, you got to take care. Like, we have an old house. We don't necessarily have a
Mhm.
small house. Like, the square footage isn't anything crazy, but it has a very strange layout, so it takes up a lot of space, is one thing that I like to say.
Mhm.
It's not a huge house, but it takes up a lot of space.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot to take care of. There's a lot of nooks and crannies because it's a very strange shape because of how my great-granddad built it. It's very, very weird. So and also, you know, my great-grandparents, you know, were very, very hands-on when it came to like household projects, like, you know, gardening, carpentry, handmade things. So a lot of the work is done, you know, was done by him, and you know, the gardening and everything, and all the flower beds, and just there's a lot of stuff to upkeep, and it's a lot of work. So
Yeah, like essentially, we bought the family home that was pretty much abandoned for like 10 years.
I wouldn't say it was abandoned. Some aspects of it were neglected, I would say. But anyway,
I'm feeling spicy, can you tell?
I understand. I see it in your eyes. You look dastardly today. But yeah, I wanted to put a new spin on things, so I wanted to try and go over some interesting things that I've stumbled upon, and I've extended that invitation to you as well if there was anything you wanted to bring to me, because a pastime that I've picked up is because, you know, my job working for a property management company, you know, turning over apartments and Airbnbs and stuff, and, you know, doing renovations and physical labor, but not necessarily socially involved. So I have Raycons in a lot. So I've been going down some rabbit holes, and I have latched on to going down messy YouTube rabbit holes to fill my ears while I'm doing monotonous work, whether that be,
Yes.
you know, painting or electric.
I am so excited to like, you've been talking about this rabbit hole that you went down and
Yeah.
how you've wanted to tell me for like a week now, and
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm a little bit butthurt because there were some things that were deleted and made private that I really, really wanted to read verbatim, but I think I can summarize them pretty well.
Okay. Do we want to start with that?
No. We can, you know, we can talk how we normally would for a little while. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's been, what, 8 minutes? You don't have anything else over the last few months?
Oh my gosh. No, the last few months have been crazy.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah. No.
We need to fill the gap a little bit. We need to make up for lost time a little bit. You know what I mean? It's been a minute.
Well, I think the thing is, I mean, we kind of just touched on it, but like, we weren't living for ourselves for the last couple months, and I think we kind of just got to the point where we're like, I want to do something I enjoy. I want to be me. Like, I don't want to be the fixer right now. I don't want to be the person that always helps. Like, I just want to do something for me.
Yeah.
And kind of like, this podcast was for us. It started as like an excuse for us to like sit here and talk to each other for 2 hours about like random shit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of nice to get back to that because we've still been having these conversations. Like, the mics
Do you
just
know
aren't
how
on.
many? Do you know how many conversations we've had where I'm like, damn, dude, this would have made for a banger podcast
Right?
episode, bro.
Because that's what we do.
Fucking
We just,
awesome.
I mean, that's just us. We just like talk. So it's nice to like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how many people actually listen to this, but it's nice to like have our listeners included. I guess.
and also to an extent for me, it's cool to have these conversations archived a little bit.
Yeah.
I like looking back, and I like when I went and did, I don't know if I want to call it a rebranding, but you could if you wanted to, how I changed like the last, you know, clump of episodes we did to a season 0. I don't know if you noticed that, how I kind of changed how that's worded and everything, because I think that's fair enough. It's more of a prologue to what I want the podcast to actually be.
We were like just dipping our toes and
we were just
recording our conversations.
Yeah, we were just fucking around, and you know, we still are. You know, it's just I feel like I personally want to be more consistent with it, and I also feel like that with a little bit of a shake up in the format, it could really be something that's super interesting for, you know, not just us. But
Yeah.
no, I loved listening to, when I was setting up that little quote unquote rebrand or whatever, I listened to our first episode that we did. And
I'm nervous to listen back to it.
oh my God, it's so nice. It's so cool. Just because it's like, it takes me back to where we were when T was first born and here with us for a little while. And it takes me back to where we were and how we were when he was just a tiny little nugget. And, you know, we could just...
We were just starting in our parenthood journey.
Now he's running around in circles saying taco over and over again. Taco. And he's the best thing, dude. Oh my God. Dude, don't get me started gushing about him. Oh my God. No. I will go on and on and on. I ignore the fuck out of people, dude. Being a dad is so dope, dude. It's literally everything I've ever wanted.
Yes.
Legitimately. It's
no, absolutely.
So good.
Like sometimes I don't remember our life before him.
Yeah.
Like I do, but I don't. It like feels like a fever dream when
I
remember
remember events that happened before he was here, but I forget mostly what it felt like. And it's
Everything
weird because I'm okay
now.
with that. It's totally weird because I'm totally okay with that. Like we're going to Sonic Temple here in the next week. 9
or 8 days.
Yeah, something like that. And we're gonna spend like the weekend without him. Oh my
like
fucking
our first
God.
like we've spent like I think
one night.
Two nights.
My bad. We spent 2 full nights without him so far.
Apart in his like 16, 17 months with us.
Yes.
And this will be like our first full weekend without him.
And I'm petrified.
Terrified.
I'm fucking petrified. And we have an amazing support system, and we're leaving him with amazing people who we absolutely know are going to take fantastic care of him.
Literally give him like the best treatment and the best experience.
They're like taking him to the zoo. They've got special access to the rhino exhibit because, you know, there's a hookup there with the family, and, you know, he's going to have a great time. And I'm just like, I'm still terrified, and it's so weird because it's like, why am I terrified? But I don't know. I guess that's normal, but it makes me feel poopy. You feel like a big old dookie head.
I know. Well, I guess it's a good thing we're gonna be drunk, like that entire time, so that
for
way
most of it, for sure, yeah.
You know, we don't think about how sad we are that Theo is not with us. But no, I am so excited to get this started again and kind of talk about the last couple months. Because I feel like we've gone through like big character arcs behind the scenes.
Character arcs? How? What do you mean?
Well, okay, I'm sorry. I feel like I've gone through a big character arc behind the scenes.
Well, you've changed jobs.
I did.
You've changed a lot of things about yourself. You have gone through a character arc. You're absolutely right.
That's right. So, like, I'm trying to think back. I was struggling with work, but it wasn't horrible at that time. Yet.
If only you knew.
And then all like the family stuff kind of started happening,
and multiple aspects of the family got shiesty.
Yeah, like all at the same time.
Yeah, a lot of things happened at the same time, and it was very overwhelming.
I was still going through some postpartum depression and anxiety. Drinking a little too heavily on occasion.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the new year hit. Theo turned 1. We made it through our first year of as parents.
Hype.
And
go us, by the way.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And it like almost, I feel like it like changed my perspective, like a whole 180
on
just everything. Because I felt like, wow, we made it through literally the hardest year. Because a year before that, January 2023, I felt like I almost died.
Yeah.
And then to be there, like,
that
wow,
I
can't believe a year later, here I am blowing up balloons for a giant balloon arch for our 100-acre wood themed birthday party. Like,
so hype.
With all of the people we cared about.
Yeah.
Most of the people we cared about.
Yeah.
In a room around us. Like, I love that.
In
just
our
like
living room, in the house that we bought,
room.
that was the family home.
Like, that was just something where I was like, wow, I really need to start romanticizing my life a little bit more.
Absolutely.
And myself a little bit more.
That's so fun to do in
so
general.
I feel like since then, like our home life got really good, but my
Mhm.
work life just started getting really, really bad.
Yeah.
And I just want anyone who like actually listens to this and either one knows me in person, or if you just listen to this and you're in healthcare, do not take shit from anybody. It's not worth it to be at a job where someone is completely harassing you and bullying you all the time and making you feel less than just because of your age and because of who you are as a person. That's not okay. Like, we're all grown adults, we need to act like grown adults.
Yeah.
And I had an issue where my boss was harassing and bullying me
Absolutely.
to the
Objectively,
point
so.
objectively, to the point where like I had higher ups coming up to me and being like, what is going on here? Like, why is this continuing? Why haven't you done anything?
Yeah. There was people in high places asking you like, yo, what the fuck is going on here, bro?
And
Like,
asking me like why I haven't said anything, and I'm like, I have, and got called a mean girl and
this is true.
told I was overreacting. So
That was hilarious, by the way.
and then it leads to I got retaliated at work against at work. My best friend who was working with me quit. My other friend quit. Like, so I was just like, it was just me dealing with all this shit.
Morale was not exactly at an all-time high.
No, I felt like I was drowning. And it really sucks because when you work in healthcare, you feel like you can't leave a building because you can't leave your residents and you can't leave your staff.
There's an emotional attachment there that I think a lot of people don't understand. You know, I worked in senior living as well. I feel like we've talked about it a little bit before. I don't remember. For quite some time, and I was convinced that was what I was just gonna do. Things didn't play out like that so far, but you know, it is what it is. And you know, leaving was really, really difficult for me, and we handled it in very different ways. I think your way was probably a little bit better. I ghosted everybody. As soon as I put in my notice, I didn't tell anybody I was leaving. I told my supervisor, I was like, just don't say anything. I'll just disappear one day and it won't be a big deal. Because I don't like goodbyes. That shit makes me uncomfortable. That's my weird little tick. Yeah. But you wrote letters to people.
Yeah. So I had just gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm not happy coming to work anymore. And I was like rage applying at work. And like, I think I spent like one day rage applying, and I got like a bunch of texts and calls back asking for interviews, and that kind of like switched my mindset so fast because I was convinced that no one was going to want to hire me because I was a 24-year-old who didn't have a degree. So I was like convinced no one's going to want to hire me.
Yeah, and also the position that you were in is not, you know, a low position. You're in a...
No, I wouldn't say... I'm management.
Yeah.
I'm healthcare management.
Yes.
Or administration. So, like, I didn't think anyone was going to hire me. So then I got all these interviews and I put in my notice, and literally the next day, I put in my notice on a Wednesday. On a Thursday, my boss and my bully literally resigned.
So
she was
good.
like, I'm stepping down.
So good. Literally, she was like, you can't do everything for me anymore. I'm going to go now.
Yeah, as soon as I told her I was quitting, she's like, you just threw a brick at me. She like told me I threw a brick at her, so that's fun.
Not good. You shouldn't say that. Those are connections that you can...
Recording,
you can
whatever.
use. I'm going to bleep that out.
Okay.
What should I bleep that out with? Should I do the Vine boom?
Yeah.
I'll just do the Vine boom.
At least I didn't say her name.
True, you want to.
I do.
You're feeling
Fuck
spicy
that bitch.
tonight.
I am. So like, just started a new job. I became confident in who I was because I was able to land a job without...
You are completely... Like, your mental is completely changed.
Completely. Like, I am so confident in myself. I don't give a fuck anymore. That's why I kind of feel spicy right now.
Yeah.
I just, like, I can go to work and I can be myself and not worry about appearances or...
Can I just say, it is so refreshing to see you happy in all aspects of life. It's so nice because normally it was like a teeter-totter kind of.
Oh,
like
yeah.
One thing was good and the other thing was bad, you know, always. And it was just kind of going back and forth. Changing to this new job where you are held in a higher regard, people actually respect you, you're doing your job the entire day, and you feel important, it's been a huge confidence boost, and I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy because that's my whole thing is like I'm a fucking like energy vampire in some ways, where I'm I guess more like an energy parasite, but it's like a mutual parasite kind of thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like as long as your vibes are good, it just makes me feel better. Like as long as you're happy, I am more happy when you're happy.
That was such like a hippie thing. Like our vibes are connected, bro. And when you're in a good vibe, I'm in a good vibe.
Yeah.
And then when you're in a bad vibe, I'm in a
though.
bad vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it absolutely is. Guys, this isn't normal.
What is it? Normal?
Don't expect your relationship to be like this.
Well, I think you should hold yourself to a higher standard.
Oh my god.
That's all I think.
I don't know. I feel like we're unrealistic.
In some ways, sure, but I think a lot of it is just communication. I think the number one thing is just people don't know how to talk to each other anymore. Mm-hmm. And I understand why. It's not like it's a crazy fucking out of left field thing. It makes sense as to why people are just socially, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess kind of that's why I've always enjoyed this podcast, and I'm really glad we're getting back into it. We're doing this quote unquote rebrand.
Yeah.
And I call it a rebrand. We're saying it's not a rebrand, but it is a rebrand.
Sure.
It's more of like we realized that we actually enjoyed this and we missed doing it. So like why not put 2 seconds of extra effort into it to be something that's
just a smidgen
more, I don't even want to say more palatable, but like this shows more of our effort and how much we actually do enjoy this.
Yeah, because that's been the hardest thing for me is like time management has always been like sort of an issue for me. But now with the kid, I feel like that's a muscle that I've actually trained a little bit. It's just now that I've finally gotten better at my time management, I have less time to manage. So it's just been kind of a frustrating balancing act between all these different things and all these different obligations, balancing the things that I absolutely need to do versus the things that I really want to do for the people who have supported me online, you know? And, just anything that I can do to show my appreciation for the homies is super important to me.
Especially like our online community. I'm gonna shout out Lardcraft real quick because a lot of the people that are a part of the Lardcraft community have been oh my god, I'm gonna cry because they've all been so nice.
Our little short
so sweet.
Small tight-knit group, our little Discord that we have that's been around for 5 years.
6
years in October.
Almost 6 years.
6 years in October. Yeah, you're actually crying.
I'm tearing up a little bit.
That's adorable.
Because I do like the community we've been able to create is something that that's why I'm so excited to put more effort into the podcast because the community we've created there, I want to be able to spread that a little bit more. Yeah, because I feel like people need that like realness and that authenticity in their life. And who's more authentic than two white people sitting in their like old home,
our old house after our 9-to-5 jobs.
Yeah, like what's more authentic than that?
Putting our child to bed.
Like I don't want to be like we're true Americans, but like we're living the 1950s like fantasy right now, right? Like the nuclear family, and I hate it. But
sure. Well,
it's like we're putting our own spin on it. I would say.
We get high.
Yeah.
That's our own spin. Are you reaching for it?
Speaking of that,
I got the special spray on it, so it's nice and there's a fucking lighter right there.
Yeah, but there's a fire right in front of me.
You hooligan. It's gonna have like fresh lavender scent in it now. Anyway, talking about the rebrand and the things that I'd like to cover, I want to I don't want to jump into it too head first because, it affected people. It's one of those things where talking about things that happen online, especially things in like the drama sphere, it can be dicey, and I've always been really uncomfortable about it, even though it's something that I've recently become very interested in. I didn't know whether or not I wanted to talk about it, just because, this did affect people's lives. But then looking at it from an objective point of view, I thought that it might be interesting to have these things not necessarily narrated, but sort of just give the point of view of somebody who's not involved with the space, not involved with the online sphere to that level, you know, interacting with it like that, you know, and to kind of just give an objective, like, top-down view as you know, two people who just work 9 to 5 and all that stuff. Because I feel like throughout all of my perusing on the internet, I haven't seen that very much, and by very much I mean at all. Not yet. I'm gonna have to scratch my brain to remember some things here soon, but okay. I'll be hopping on that. Don't worry. It's the early stuff that I have to remember because it's been deleted. But
gotcha. So I kind of want to talk about our different histories with the internet.
Oh, okay, we can do that.
Because I feel like
that
awesome. Adds some, like, unique perspective to this, like, new segment or new added thing we're doing.
Sure.
To the podcast.
I got you.
So I just, like, internet for me was so basic, right? Like, it was the Omegle and the computer games and the family computer in the living room.
Cool math.
The
whole shebang. I got you.
Yeah. But I think I went, like, I'm gonna say it now, I was super cringy, like, on the internet in, like, 2012 to 2016.
That's fine. Yeah, I was too, man. Don't worry about it.
So cringy. But we were on very different levels of cringe, right? Because I know you said we were talking about, I'm going to spoil it, we're talking about weeaboos today or something like that.
That's all I gave you. I didn't give you anything else.
All you gave me. And, like... Some of my...
I don't even know if they'd be considered weeaboos, some of them anyway.
Some of my internet knowledge is, like I have the base level of, like, what everyone's talking about on the internet, because I follow a lot of commentary channels. I love commentary channels because I love opinions. So I want to get everyone's opinion on things. Yeah. So I love commentary.
I don't know if I necessarily want to claim to be one of those, though. Or to
So I'm excited to get, like, a little bit of that in our podcast.
Yes. I don't want to sit here and pretend like
we're going to be a commentary podcast, because we're not.
Because I don't think our opinions should be held in super duper high value, because we're not necessarily educated in all the different nuances and these things, and you know, a lot of the context has gone missing, and you know, a lot of the context is hard to find, and a lot of these things, you know, it's hard to dig up some of these things for people who aren't, you know, chronically online, just to be honest. So, but yeah, that's fine, you know, like
I would say I'm chronically online.
Yeah, but like in a different way than what we're going to be talking about. It's a different breed. You are surface level chronically online.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surface level chronically online. Like I dabble a little in everything. Just like an ogre, I have layers.
Not everything. Let me tell you right now, not everything.
You
don't dabble in everything.
I don't know about that. We'll see. I don't know if I believe you. Talk about your internet history. My
internet history?
Love your internet history.
Why? All right. Well, okay. Where should I begin? Because it started very young.
I think enough said. It started very young. On what website and what age?
Okay. So growing up, when I first really started getting into the internet, it was not the best at-home situation. I had a stepfather who was
a dick.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily afraid to say that he's a piece of shit. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He's always
and now
been a piece
he has
of shit.
4 toes, and that's what he deserves.
Yes, true. And you know, he's always been pretty worthless, and you know, even looking back now, the new perspective that I have now, it was bad. It was rough. He was a yeller. He was a, you know, aggressive stepdad stereotype. And
so how did you hide from that trauma?
What?
How did you hide from that trauma?
Well, mostly Sonic Adventure 2 Chow Garden, but other than that, honestly, like, you know, I was the middle child. So my older, they both have, you know, certain needs that need to be met, you know, And so I don't want to say ignored. I do have a little bit of middle child syndrome for sure. But I was more or less left alone because I didn't really start shit like they did.
You were, quote unquote, the normal one.
Sure, yeah. That's what I always told people. My excuse for that used to be was that I was the only one that didn't come out C-section. So that was what I used to tell people at like 7 years old. I would be like, I came out of my mom's vagina, and they'd be like, you're a weird child. And yes, true. Yeah, that's just the foundational work. So it was and during the summer, I would go to visit my redneck grandpa's house, who lives in a decently sized house in the middle of the woods with a swamp with a lot of land.
And an unsupervised computer.
And on that unsupervised computer, I got up to dastardly deeds at a very young age. Newgrounds was my second home, third home, I guess you could say.
And if you're coming to this podcast after like seeing Zach's streams or being a part of like any of our Discord stuff, you already know some of his Newgrounds.
Sure, yeah,
history.
Yes. And it was such a good time, dude. Oh my god, I could sit here and gush about Newgrounds all day. I really could. It was such a fun time to just live on the internet. You know what I mean? I was chronically online during a time where it wasn't cool to be chronically online, but it was more fun, I think, to be chronically online. Social media, like Facebook was the only real social media that I paid attention to. There was MySpace for a minute there, but I didn't really know how it worked. And by the time I really got the hang of it, it was kind of phased out.
Yeah. I mean, because we were, 9, 10 when Facebook became really huge.
Dude, yeah, Dragon City in browser, inviting my fucking aunts and uncles to, speed up my breeding process, bro. Come on.
No, I know.
That was the shit.
I know.
Do
you know how upset I was when I lost my Facebook?
I'd be pretty mad. I had
after 11 years.
I had a hidden Facebook. For like 3 years, and then I just asked Mom. I was like, "Hey, can I be on Facebook?" And she was like, "Yeah, you can have Facebook like a while ago. It's fine." I was like, "Oh, damn."
Like a Finsta? You had a Finsta?
Sure, something like that.
But for Facebook, do you know what a Finsta is?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
No, but it was specifically for the games. I literally just got on Facebook for the games. I didn't do any of the socializing. My socializing was all on Skype, and Newgrounds, Newgrounds blogs and Skype. But yeah, no, I did a lot of Newgrounds. And I, 100 Awesome Games, I think is what the website was called, was another one that I did to just binge Sinjid. It was a ninja game. It was the best. It's on my fucking stream playlist. I'm gonna play it eventually. Yeah, there was a lot of dope shit. War Bears back in the day, fucking believing all of the crazy theories about the Clock Crew being the Illuminati. Do you know about the Clock Crew? Do you know about that lore?
What's the Clock Crew?
What's the Clock Crew? Oh, man. It was basically just a bunch of trolls on Newgrounds who had different aliases like Strawberry Clock, Orange Clock. All of their things were...
All of the clocks.
They just had clock faces on them, and they were just trolls. That was it. And honestly, by today's standards, they were probably hardly trolls, but it's a fun little rabbit hole. That'd be a fun one to go down. Anyway, yeah, but my chronic onlineness has actually slowed while yours is ramped up. I'm a lot more surface level now than I used to be. I used to be really in the weeds, because that was just how I spent my time. Because I was like, oh, he's yelling at Mom again. I'm gonna go on the computer, or oh, my grandpa's watching NASCAR, and I don't give a fuck to watch Left Turns for like 3 hours. I'm gonna go on the computer.
Whereas I grew up very small town. I was outside a lot. I played soccer. I had Girl Scouts, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So when I was online, it was at night when it was super dark, and I was just on Omegle.
Yeah, you were definitely like the stereotypical emo.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah, we don't need
girl.
to talk about the chat rooms or anything like that.
Yeah, we're good on that.
Yeah.
We're good on that. Technically, I guess I was a part of a few chat rooms, but they were all like avatar based. You know what I mean? Like, there was the Nickelodeon one. Do you remember the old Nickelodeon browser game where you could have your own room and walk around with your own little avatar? I spent so many hours on that. It was insane.
Yeah,
I had a Roblox girlfriend at one point. That was hype. But, I mean, other than that, I didn't really do the charm type stuff. Oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't realize one of my exes I didn't talk to you about was on Roblox. Yeah. High school roleplay went hard, dude.
How dare you?
Crazy, dude. My first love. My first love. Little tiny me. Yeah, God, I haven't even thought about that in so long. Jesus Christ. Roblox had me in a chokehold. But, yeah, should I move on to what we're talking about today?
Are you ready?
Should I hop into it?
I think so.
I just wanted to provide as many disclaimers as possible beforehand just to make sure that anybody who does end up listening to this knows that I don't want to be taken too seriously. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'll do like a little disclaimer real quick. You ready? Do not send any hate to anyone involved in these stories. We are simply telling you the facts.
Oh, well, that's, whatever. You can talk shit to whoever you want. Just don't do it because of us, because I'm
hardly fucking educated in this stuff. I just listened to a few videos while I was at work and, did a shameful amount of Googling and dug up some tweets and
have some thoughts. But I don't want to bring up my thoughts as I'm going through this as well. I'm going to present these things objectively as I possibly can. And then,
So what I'll start with is, what do you know about gacha games?
Gacha games?
Mm-hmm. Do you know what a gacha game is?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I probably do. I just don't know. Like, I didn't know the name.
So, like, the formula that mobile games usually follow, where... kind of, sort of, where there's different heroes, right? I'll call them heroes because we play Overwatch. There's different heroes or characters that are in this game, right? And you basically have a roulette that you can buy pools for, and you can pull like a random something or other for, I think it was like roughly $2 or something like that. $2 US is one pool, and it can be, the hero. I think it could be like a weapon as well. And the weapons match up to certain heroes and stuff. All of these are anime bitches and anime dudes. It's all what I would consider weeaboo shit.
Yeah.
So
wait. Pause for a second. Not that there's anything wrong with anime shit, because there are some really good animes out there.
Facts.
We're just referring to like weeaboo shit as like the extreme.
Oh yeah, it's just the terminology I came up on. It's not anything.
So like the extreme side of
sure
anime love. Like
it's just the style of these things. I just grew up calling it weeaboo shit. That's all.
Okay.
Like it's not derogatory.
Sorry, when you talk about drama, you got to be like a little bit more sensitive.
Well,
it's all right. I'm giving my point of view. That's all.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep jumping in then with the blue-haired liberal in me. That's like, please don't get us canceled on our first rebrand episode.
It's fine. 3 people will see it, and it's gonna be fine. I'm not necessarily worried about that, but at the same time,
until a short gets released on TikTok or Reels, and
either
then it blows up because you never
way,
know how it works. And
either way, I appreciate you being the nice person.
Okay.
I'm okay with looking a little insensitive, but no, and so weeaboo shit, right? And so you have this currency that you buy. These pools or whatnot, and you get your characters, and you play this action RPG-ish game. Run around, kill things. It's a story-based for the most part, from what I can gather.
Like a Final Fantasy type?
Sure, except not turn-based. Well, one of them is. I guess a few of them are, technically, but I'm only going to be focusing on the one, because it's a very convoluted thing. The problem with covering the gacha space is that you can't really focus on individual drama that happens, is what I've gathered so far, is because pretty much ever since I would say like 4 years ago up to now, it's just been one constant pool of people talking shit to each other and just being angry at each other for a bunch of different reasons. As soon as one chapter closes, another one opens. And it is exhausting. And it overlaps, you know. Like, it's so many content creators getting angry at each other all the time, constantly, for a lot of the time, very childish reasons, right? I think. I think. That might be a hot take.
Can you compare it to another space?
That's legitimately tough. Maybe... I honestly don't know if I can. It's very unique, which is probably why I wanted to talk about it. Is because I've never quite run into something like it.
Is it similar to like the, you know, being the basic chronically online girl I am? That's might be a trademarked thing. I don't know. Love those videos.
They're so good. There's copycats. Don't worry, you're fine.
Okay. It kind of reminds me of like the beauty space dramas. That happened for like four or 5 years.
For a minute, yeah.
Where it was just like Dramageddon 1, Dramageddon 2, Dramageddon 3.
That was a lot easier to keep track of. A lot easier.
Wow, okay. Because I mean, that was a lot.
Yeah, but there was a lot less characters.
That's fair.
And a lot more of those characters had very high sub counts and were a lot more high profile.
So PR teams and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, there's very, very few of these creators that have hit like a mil.
Gotcha.
In fact, I think like if you want to count Tectone as the largest, which for me so far it seems like he is, I think he's at like 900K right now or something like that.
I almost feel like I need to grab my whiteboard so I can start keeping track of these names.
It's okay. We're only going to talk about 3.
Okay.
This is my entire thing. This is what I've been trying to get into. It's very hard to focus on one specific drama, but I think I found one that I want to talk about that really caught my attention. And it all kind of happened about 3 months ago, a little bit more than 3 months ago, probably.
Okay.
It has to do with our 3 characters. If you'll allow me to introduce them real quick. Sorry, I have visuals for this. Okay. Tectone. He's the guy I was talking about. He's at least the most vocal as I can tell. He's the loud, usually angry, bald white man who has beef with another one of our people. I just wanted to get him out of the way first because he's not technically one of the main characters of this.
Okay.
But because of his position in the space, and he has some prior beef with one of these content creators that I don't want to really go into until the end because I feel like it'll kind of, you know, skew things on your end.
So, quick reference.
Yes.
Then is this kind of like World War II, and like the other 2 people are Bosnia and what was the other one? Okay. Like the 2 smaller countries, and then Germany popped in when they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Is he Germany? Like the big guy that jumped in when he really shouldn't have to protect his friend.
Some would definitely argue that.
Okay.
Some would argue that. I don't necessarily know if I would. Whatever. But
just the question. I mean, if he's like the one who has like the more power in the relationship. Or...
He's got probably the most clout when it comes to the broader online audience.
Gotcha. Is
how I would probably put that. In the space, he's probably at least somewhat rivaled by this guy right here. This is Atsu. Asian Guy Streams is his YouTube, and he's I don't know if I would get. He's probably one of the biggest in this. He's definitely one of the biggest in the space, but he's a very, very popular gacha creator who focuses on Genshin Impact, which is the game that is going to be the focal point of this. Not necessarily the game itself. It's usually stuff outside of the game, but
I know about Genshin.
That's upsetting, but yeah. Either way, yeah.
So is this all based around Genshin?
They're all Genshin Impact creators. Well, Tectone isn't anymore.
Okay, but they were at one point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Genshin Impact is the biggest gacha game there is, followed by like Honkai Star Rail.
Okay.
I think I said that right.
Yeah.
But
there's I'll make sure I send you her TikTok so you can put it in the description.
Yeah.
But there's a girl on TikTok who does like niche drama videos or niche tea.
Yeah.
And she talked about, I don't know if she talked about this situation, but she did talk about Genshin.
That's like kind of what I was talking about before, how it's all one constant drama and it's hard to nail one down. I would be very curious to see what they cover.
What they covered in it?
Absolutely.
I believe it actually had to do with the Genshin team itself.
That makes sense. Was it recent that you saw this?
Mm-hmm.
How recent?
Like a month, maybe 2 months ago.
Okay. So it's not what I thought it was, but I have an idea of what it could be.
Yeah, I think if like, don't quote me. That's why I'm gonna like, we'll put her TikTok in the description.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say it had something to do with like overcharging for a certain item that was like rare or something. I don't know. It was like something crazy like that. Because I guess people like, this is like its own, Genshin like has its own like cryptocurrency.
Yes.
Like it's
yes
intense.
Yes, Genshin is very, very intense.
And as like a small business nerd, it was very interesting to hear about. So I'm kind of curious about this drama because I know about the business. Yeah, I know some of the business
the
drama.
The faces behind, or the faces of that community.
Genshin, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is definitely one of the biggest ones here, Atsu. I'm not into the game. I don't like Genshin. I'm not going to pretend like any of these content creators is necessarily something that I, would really sit and binge very much. Well, I'll wait till the end to give my biases. Yeah, this is Atsu, and he made this guy, Braxophone, very, very upset. And
it doesn't look hard to make him upset.
Don't be mean.
Sorry.
You said you were gonna be the nice one, all right?
I did.
But yes. So let's kind of start with how this is, because really the only introduction I can give for both Atsu and Braxophone is that they are Genshin Impact content creators. I don't know. I haven't watched any of Braxophone's like actual content on his games, on like what games he follows closely. I don't know if he also does Honkai Star Rail, because I know there's a lot of crossover there. At least there should be. If there's been some talks of some contract shenanigans that's been going on. Whatever, that's the whole thing. It's a little crazy.
You really did a deep dive. Like
I did.
This is a whole rabbit hole.
It's a very large rabbit hole, and I'm trying to keep it surface level, but it is very difficult because this goes deep. So Braxophone came out with a twitlonger, right? Mm-hmm. You're familiar with that? I wasn't.
No.
I didn't know what a twitlonger was. Basically, just a tweet but longer.
Like a Twitter thread.
Sure. Well, more like a Google Doc. About
like actually posted on Twitter.
Yeah,
or
he
like
posted the Google
those...
Doc on. He posted the Google Doc on Twitter about Atsu.
Oh, so it like took a screenshot of the Google Doc and posted it?
No. A link to the Google Doc.
Oh, I was gonna say like circa,
Yeah.
Shane
I
Dawson with his
actually
fucking
completely lied.
Slice of humble pie.
Yeah, I completely lied when I said it was a twit longer. I was totally wrong. But yeah, he posted the Google Doc, which I really, really wanted to read most of it verbatim, but I can't get a hold of it as he privated the Google Doc. At least it seems that way. I'm kind of a fucking moron, so I couldn't tell. I clicked an old link, and it just said that I needed access denied or some shit like that, so I couldn't get in. But I'm going to try and remember most of what this was about. There's a couple of videos covering it that I will put in the description for more context for anybody who cares. But basically the TLDR is that he was convinced that Atsu hated him. And he didn't know why. And it was becoming an issue for him connecting with other content creators in the space. Right? You're raising your hand, yes.
Yes. So Braxophone was just convinced that Atsu hated him for no reason?
Well, there's more. There's more, obviously. I'm getting there.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just like,
you
started that as like it was an irrational thing.
I understand. I don't want to sound too condescending, but when I'm talking about people who indulge in these kinds of games, I have a little bit of a biases towards their taste, just because I really, really don't really fuck with that vibe, even though it's like there's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's just every single time I've been close to somebody who's into that stuff, it hasn't gone well. They're usually just cringy children. But the slow popcorn eating. But yeah, so Braxophone was convinced that Atsu hated him, and he didn't know why. So basically, from what I could gather, this all started at some kind of con. They went to a con together because Atsu is very large in the space, and Braxophone was convinced that he had a lot of pull in the space when it came to networking, right? And there was some evidence to back that up. More or less, he had a clique of a bunch of different Genshin content creators that he would hang out with, and he would talk with, and he would, introduce people to, and he would be sort of the center, or at least it seemed like he was the center of this group that seemed very important to be on good terms with if you wanted to be successful in the Genshin space, right? Or the Gacha space, whatever you want to call it. So he went to this con, and evidently he had somewhat of a cringy first encounter with Atsu. Cringy on his part, he admitted. He basically said that there was a VA that Atsu associated with himself with, voice actor, who, was a sex pest, basically.
A what?
A sex pest. A not good guy when it came to his or her taste. I don't know actually who it was. They haven't been outed. But either way, that was his icebreaker. That was his idea of an icebreaker to Atsu. He basically just walked up to him and he was like, "Hey, by the way, this dude you're working with, just a warning, heads up, he's not a great guy." Right? And so
that's a weird
icebreaker. Yeah, it was a little autistic, but it's fine. That happens. People in the Gacha space, from what I can tell, a lot of these content creators are very, very sheltered individuals for the most part. From what I can tell, I'm going to sound mean when I'm talking about these people, I know, but again, this is from my point of view. Just to be completely honest, these people seem kind of like crybabies a lot of the time. So there's that.
Yeah, that is just
a
super
icebreaker.
weird way to be like,
well, then,
"Hi, I want to be your friend." By the way, this dude is a sex pest. Whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah. And so then later on, apparently the whole time Atsu was, avoiding eye contact and all sorts of these things. And
yeah, because you called this friend a sex pest.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And so then later on, Atsu and his crew were all taking pictures, right? They wanted to take a group photo, and over the course of the day, over the course of the con, he had become somewhat close with a VTuber, who I think it was the VTuber, who was also at the con and was in Atsu's clique. I don't know if that's an appropriate thing to call them, but that's just how it was presented to me. My research is Atsu's clique, pretty much. And so yeah, he became cool with this VTuber, and so the VTuber called him over for the picture, and they all had their group picture. Well, then afterward, Atsu basically, without saying anything, this is all from Braxophone's point of view at this point, that's why he's on the screen, is basically Atsu was like, "Okay, let's take a picture without Brax." And so they did that, and that was the one that was posted everywhere.
That's how many people. Couple of questions.
Yes.
How many people were in the picture?
I don't remember off rip, but I'm gonna say probably between 6 and 7.
Okay, so it was kind of like obvious that he was maybe outside of the clique.
Yeah. Very obvious. From his point of view, very, very obvious, and it stuck out to him as kind of a sore spot.
Gotcha.
He didn't take it super well, I'll be honest. He did not take it super well.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the only one that's, like, asked to step
Mhm.
out of the picture, yeah, that's.
Yes.
I mean, that's a little hurt. It's a little hurtful.
Yeah. Well, after that, he was like, "Yeah, I didn't get a very good read from that. That was weird." So another concept to be introduced to is blacklisting. When it comes to the Genshin community, Genshin is I believe it's Chinese. I'm pretty sure Chinese game, and so they're very strict about their publicity most of the time. From what I can tell, they seem pretty strict about their publicity. Is how I'll word that. So they have their list of creators that are kind of their homies, Genshin themselves. I think they have a very weird relationship with their content creators, but that's just
Yeah, don't
me.
they give them like extra perks and
Kind of, sort of, like Atsu and his clique seem to be very, very tight with this group, the game community, the people who work on the game, the devs. And the people who worked with it, the VAs and all that shit. So there would constantly be events and parties and things hosted either by Genshin or Atsu himself, allegedly from Brax's point of view, and he was alienated from all of those parties and things. He was never invited, and they were big parties. There was a lot of content creators and a lot of people in the space invited to these parties, right? And he felt deliberately left out. So after a while, he kind of got a bad taste in his mouth, right? He was like, this is weird, right? He said he asked his buddies, and every single one of them were like, this is strange. This is weird. So he hit up Atsu. He was like, is there beef, dude? Is there beef? What's going on here? And Atsu was basically like, I don't think you're a bad guy. I got an off vibe from you, and I don't think I could vibe with you on a friend level, right? He said, I don't trust you to keep certain things private. And so Brax in this doc is like, I mean, I guess I hear that, but at the same time, you got me in a catch-22 here, dog. Like, if I come out about how he's kind of just ghosting me and treating me weird and preventing me from networking with these people, I'll be betraying this trust, and I'll be viewed as this untrustworthy guy that he told me I was. But then if I just shut up about it, I'm kind of screwed. It's a doomed if you do, doomed if you don't situation. You know what I mean? He was like, this is kind of just, he kind of fucked me here, So it seemed like his main beef wasn't that he couldn't be homies with Atsu. It was more or less that Atsu was preventing him from networking with the other content creators and thereby inhibiting his growth as a content creator. You know what I mean? So, there was that whole thing where, he hit up Atsu and he was like, I don't know why. I don't get it. Well, evidently, after this, I might have gotten the last thing in the conversation with Atsu mixed up when it comes to the timeline. I have to go off of my brain because I don't have the article in front of me because it had been privated. So I'm just going off of my memory here. But I listened to the article a few times. I listened to people read the article a few times at work. So I'm just trying to, all the stuff that's stuck, I'm just kind of rattling it off. So it might not be the most, I'll put the videos in the description if you want the 100% perfect thing. But, yeah, so basically he was just like, Atsu don't like me. I don't know why. This is weird. And he's preventing me from going to these parties, and he's alienating me on purpose, and he's keeping me from growing as a content creator. And there were, talks of, at one of these parties there was a bad interaction involving a female or something like that is how he said it. And
how Braxophone said it?
Yeah. And he was kind of just rattling off all of these weird feelings that he had about Atsu and his influence over the gacha space. kind of painting him as this sort of supervillain kingpin type thing, right?
Pause. This is an online RPG.
Yes.
And he's a kingpin.
This is why
an RPG on like, don't get me wrong, I know it's a fuck ton of money. Like,
yes.
I know it's a huge space.
Yeah.
But come on, that's fucking ridiculous.
That reasoning right there is why I feel okay talking about it, and not,
And like, don't get me wrong, because we follow some popular creators in one of our favorite game spaces, right? Emong, Flats, shout out to them, like, right?
Yeah.
But I would never be like, oh, if I want to start streaming Overwatch, I can't. Like, I
gotta be homies with fucking Boger, or I'm a nerd. You know what I mean? Like, that's weird.
Because, like, who the fuck am I? For one.
But also, well, I'll just let you hold on to that opinion for a little bit, and I'll continue on with the rest. So that's all I'm going to do for Brax. There was more details in there that I personally don't think were the most important thing in the world. So now we're going to move on to Atsu's perspective.
Because he responded.
He did. He responded in a very, very lengthy tweet that I also do not have, sadly. These are the only the documents that I actually do physically have are the aftermath tweets of afterwards. Also, you like how I pulled up my jammies all the way up to my thighs?
No.
I started getting a little warm. It's my thigh slaps right there. But yeah, we had to turn the fucking loud ass AC off because podcast, and it gets really hot in here because my computer's fucking the size of an apartment building. But, okay, so Atsu's perspective, right? Basically, and I'm going to kind of sum his up a lot because there's a lot of weird talk about money and contracts and manipulation and stuff like that. And so I'm going to try and move his along a little bit quicker, not to make it seem like it's any less valuable, because it's just as valuable. It's, it's the other side of the story. It's very valuable, but I feel like there's a lot less individual things. It's covering a lot of the same bases just from his perspective, so I'm going to do this, right? So, starting out, he had no beef with Brax. He got weirded out by his icebreaker.
Yeah. That's a fucking weird vibe, dude.
Yes.
It's a weird
yes.
introduction. I'm sorry. Like, if I'm meeting somebody who I look up to, who I want to be friends with, to help me network and be in this space, I'm not going to start by shitting on their friends.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just...
From Brax's perspective, I could see it as him doing his job by warning somebody he wants to help that, hey, this might be a bad PR move to continue associating with this person.
Yeah, but you don't know him enough.
True. And also, as your icebreaker, bro, that's not the move, obviously, right?
Now, don't get me wrong. If this guy this person...
Yeah.
Sorry to gender them so soon.
It's a dude.
No. The one that they don't want them to associate with.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So if this person that Braxophone doesn't want Atsu to associate with because, they might bring along some controversy, they're a sex pest or what the fuck ever. Yeah, no, that's great that you are looking out for someone you admire and want them to make sure they're surrounding themselves with people of good morale.
Moral standing. Yeah.
However, that's not a conversation for a random dude to have with me. No offense. Like, if someone's a sex pest that I associate with, like, okay, then I'll figure that out pretty fucking soon.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. No, fair enough. So he was weirded out by that. And so then the group picture thing. We're going to jump cut straight to the next event that Braxophone covered, or at least the one that I talked about, right? We're following my timeline here, okay? But yeah. Anyway, the group picture fiasco, right? So basically, he didn't trust Brax, and he went on the record by saying, "Yeah, I said I didn't trust him. You know, I thought, you know, he was a fucking weirdo. The vibe I got was strange." He didn't say fucking weirdo. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I'm paraphrasing here. And he was like, yeah, the VTuber, I forget their name, I feel bad, but the VTuber invited him for the pic, and I wasn't really down with that, but it was cool anyway. So then after that, I wanted to take a picture with our housemates or whatever. I think housemates was the word he used, but I don't know if they actually live together.
So, like a content house kind of thing. Yeah.
Sure. I don't know if they actually live together.
Yeah, but like a content group. No, I get it.
Yeah, I want to take a group pic with my homies. It just so happened that he was the one that was left out, and also the VTuber's husband was involved for some reason, even though he's not a content creator. Whatever. So he was like, I want to take a group pic with the homies, right? So yeah, that was his version of those events. He was like, I didn't see that as a big deal. I thought he was weird. I thought it was an off vibe. I told my buddies I thought that, you know.
Yeah,
and just for additional context for now, just to add in, on Twitter later on, his buddies did come out and say, like, I don't know why he was so sus of Brax, but he did tell us, right? So just, it's on the record that he did say that he didn't trust Brax fairly early on in the relationship, right?
Cool. Again, like, super understandable. This dude just came up to you to try to tell you that your friend is a sex pest. I don't know. Who the fuck are you, man?
Yeah. I'm going to play footsie with you because I'm really comfy here.
That's okay. Yeah. No, I mean, like, I get being sus. And, like, that's fucking weird. And then I also get, like, if you're a bigger creator and you don't know this other creator very well, you don't know their content very well, they didn't make a great first impression, I'm not going to give you that free shout out. No, if I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, especially if that's my job, like, I'm not going to stick my neck out for you and put my audience to you if I don't trust you.
Yeah. Like, he is Genshin's baby at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's his career, bro. You gotta think of it, like, while it is people's lives and shit like that, but it's also their careers.
Yes. So anyway, later on, he was like, one thing that I may have left out of the Braxophone one on accident, my bad, was that he had actually contacted somebody at Hoyoverse, the company that owns Genshin, made Genshin. Brax was like, I couldn't get in touch with Atsu. I just wanted to figure out what the fucking beef was, but he was ghosting me everywhere. I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on, and nobody would tell me what was going on. They were telling me, oh, he doesn't trust you, but I didn't have any contact. Like, why the fuck does this guy hate me? You know? He was like, so I know he has a rep at Hoyoverse, so I hit him up. I was like, hey, can I talk to Atsu? I want to see what the beef is. And evidently that, I don't know if that helped. I don't remember if that helped or not. But either way, he did eventually get in touch with Atsu and was like, what's the beef? And there was that whole thing. But anyway, Atsu's point of view, he talked to multiple people at Hoyoverse. He was like, he talked to multiple people at Hoyoverse, and he was asking around and getting people to, you know, try to get me in contact with him, and I thought that was weird. And I might not be representing that completely perfectly, but again, these are, I'll put both of their points of views in the description, and I'll tidy it up down there if you want the foolproof version of everything. I'm sure
this is the fucking after work summary.
Yeah, this is literally, yes, actually just the after work, after we put the baby down summary, right?
All right, like, if you want in depth, go to somebody who has more time and fucking does this for a living.
Yeah, I specifically just wanted to give our POVs on something that's so out of our world. Yeah. Because I find it interesting. And so, yeah, he was like, I thought that was weird. I told him I didn't trust him. And there was all that. So there was, you know, a whole lot of
back and forth
going on. Well, that's mostly what I'm going to give for their points of events. I'm starting and stopping at weird points. I want you to know that I'm starting and I'm stopping this beef at weird points.
Okay.
Because, like I said, the Genshin drama is kind of just a fucking spectrum at this point. It's always going. So I'm just focusing on one thing that really stuck out to me.
Like one group
the beef
of people.
that really stuck out to me. Also, he said from his point of view, he was like, I don't have any pull at Genshin. He got into the business aspect of things. People were claiming that he was pulling strings behind certain things, and he was like, nah, I don't do that. I can't do that. Something about the parties or whatever that he wasn't invited to. I don't remember exactly what he said about that. I don't want to put words in his mouth. I really wish I had that fucking doc. I really wish I did. But, yeah, so basically it was just him kind of refuting a lot of things and just being like, I don't get what's, you know, and he called out, he added at least, Tectone in this.
Atsu did?
Yes. And now this is where I'm going to go down sort of a weird rabbit hole to provide context. And it's really hard for me to tiptoe around this subject because I don't want there to be too much bias for your end, you know, discussion here. But Tectone and Atsu go way back. They got a lot of beef. A lot of beef. I'm talking like...
two big creators in the space, yeah.
Yeah, but like a lot of beef.
Oh.
So like 3 years ago-ish, around there, the Atsu and Tectone kind of got into it. Remembering exactly how that started is a little bit iffy because it's another one of those things where back then he transferred from one game to another. Arc Knights was a game that he used to play, and he transferred from that game to another one because he was done with that community. They were all a bunch of whiny 10-year-olds, and they were it was just as messy as Genshin, right? He had this whole thing with this content creator, Dreamy, and it was goofy as hell. So he wanted to jump ship and go to something else. Genshin. He made it to Genshin. There was another game he wanted to jump to first, but for whatever reason that got delayed. So Genshin was tie over, and it just became his thing. Well, basically, to paraphrase this and oversimplify this, so I'm not here until 12 o'clock in the morning because I have work tomorrow. I'm just gonna say it as they had a back and forth for quite some time. And eventually that led to, because he had a roommate. I'm going to introduce the roommate here. I don't know if I want to name drop the roommate. He was a public figure, but it got messy. He had a roommate who I will just call roommate. And, he was trying to become a content creator and trying to establish himself as a content creator. Roommate was. Well, Atsu kind of sneak dissed him in a tweet.
Roommate? He sneak dissed
Roommate in a tweet. Because Atsu basically put out a tweet saying, like, I really want to become friends with certain people in the Genshin space, but they're attached to people that I really, really hate and dislike. Obviously referring to Tectone, because he was in a beef with Tectone at the time. Roommate took that as, oh, why are you talking shit on me, bro? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you're going to call me out on Twitter for being homies with my roommate? Like, that's weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And not even, like, calling him out, though. He's like, I want to be friends with you, but your roommate fucking sucks.
He was being a pussy about it.
Yeah,
he was being a pussy about it. He was being a pussy about it.
Just be a friend.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
So he was being a pussy about it to roommate, and so roommate kind of put him on blast, and Atsu went on his stream and basically said that he was Tectone's lapdog and that Tectone had manipulated him into coming out and saying anything. Well, this ruined roommate and Tectone's friendship. Long story short, there was a lot of messiness that followed that, and it really, really messed with roommate's mental health. He was not prepared for that kind of drama and to be involved with that level of, shit coming at him.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't handle it. It got really, really ugly. There was stuff that almost happened that would have been really bad, and it ruined their friendship, and they moved away from each other or whatever. They're done. To this day, evidently, they're still done. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
And I think 3 months ago, what kind of kicked off this beef, sort of, maybe a little bit, I don't know. Atsu's just kind of an enigma to me. Was Atsu basically admitted on stream that he was talking out of his ass when he said that. And for the last 3 years, people have been, I don't want to say the majority because I don't necessarily believe that it was the majority. There were a lot of people, especially from Atsu's community, that fully blamed Tectone for that whole thing. And were saying it was on Atsu's side. It was a Atsu or Tectone kind of thing. And there were a lot of people that were on Atsu's side, a lot of people on Tectone's side. People on Atsu's side were claiming that he didn't really do much wrong and, it wasn't a big deal. Well, now Atsu's coming out and saying that he basically lied about all the shit he talked about on his live stream that separated roommate and Tectone, right? Tectone had feelings about that.
So you're telling me my man Atsu just ruined somebody's life for fucking shits and giggles?
This is why I didn't really want to include this, but it's necessary because I felt like it might give you some bias. Because I know it did for me. I'll be honest.
I'm so confused.
I know.
Why are all these people so shitty? Why? What? Look at that motherfucker. You have no right
Tectone?
to be a shitty person.
Yeah. You think Tectone's a shitty person?
I mean, you're gonna pull your roommate into this shit to the point
Did
where,
he though?
I don't know if he
He
That's
didn't.
the thing. I don't know.
He didn't.
But then he continued.
Atsu sneak dissed him on Twitter, and roommate came out with a video, and then Atsu basically blamed all of that on Tectone, so that way he could, leech off of some of that clout. Sorry, I'm introducing my own bias. But you got him involved. Atsu was the one that publicly got Tectone involved by doing that sneak diss, and roommate was just, doing his thing, and then Atsu came out with all these claims about Tectone manipulating roommate and all that.
So then
baloney.
why are roommate and Tectone not friends?
It
Because then if Tectone truly isn't the bad guy in this situation, he didn't start it, that doesn't mean he's not
I
shitter.
Yeah, I do know more of the context there a little bit. A lot of that stuff was kept private, which I don't have a problem with, but evidently mostly the drama itself really took a huge toll on roommate's mental health, and that mostly is what destroyed the friendship. It led to roommate doxing them, and that became an issue, and then Tectone was like, hey, since you're the one who leaked our address, can you help me pay for the security system? Roommate said no, and then that is what seems like the catalyst that really just started setting things down the rocky road. You know how friendships can turn sour once
We have a
some
whole
things go
episode
bad.
on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
once some things go bad. So it was sort of like that situation, and it was all, But the reason I wanted to bring in that context is because Atsu mentioned Tectone in his POV, saying that Tectone was, boosting an incorrect narrative about him, having pull in the industry, and basically Tectone came out publicly in Braxophone's defense. Okay. I think we're good with the faces. I think
Yeah, I don't want to look at them anymore. Thank you. I think I understand.
But
No, so yeah,
that was the whole thing. But I had to get that context out of the way because Atsu made it a point to make sure that he brought Tectone into it because Tectone...
To yet another beef.
Well, yeah, but also Tectone wasn't necessarily quiet about this whole beef as it was happening.
Oh.
Because during...
obviously...
Well, during this, he was screaming on his stream, after 3 fucking years... He finally admits it was all bullshit, and I had to go through all these people thinking all these terrible fucking things about me for 3 years, and he finally admits it was bullshit, and he acts like it was nothing. Basically, it's because the way Atsu admitted it on stream was very, very nonchalant. It was kind of just a passing remark.
Well, yeah, because he was talking about it within the drama space of Braxton. No. Just something totally different.
Yeah. Okay. This is what I mean by it's a
all
spectrum.
about the same time.
It's a spectrum.
Jesus.
Like I said, this drama is a spectrum. It all happens at the same time. It's just context. But yeah, so there was a little bit of shit talk going on there. He was saying that Tectone was pushing this false narrative and all that, and Tectone was screaming on his stream every day about how shitty of a dude Atsu was and about this whole beef that they had, and Tectone, finally got his redemption arc after 3 years of, being viewed as a manipulator and a piece of shit for admittedly now no reason. So there's that. And, Tectone and Braxophone are on good terms. I don't know if they're homies. I don't fucking know. But they seem to be on good terms, and he was having Braxophone's back because he was like, oh, look, somebody else ran into this fucking manipulator, this dork, and had a fucking bad experience with him. Sounds familiar. I'm going to have my boys back, right? Mm-hmm. Because that's one thing about these gacha creators is they don't know how to shut up about anything and keep it private. Like, everything's public. Everything's public. Could not be me. But every tiny, minute little drama is very, very public, and that goes for, 90% of these motherfuckers that I've seen. There was, a drama chart that I saw where it was just, a square made out of, different profile pictures of all the different gacha creators, and all the red lines crossing as to who had beef with who. It was just a solid red rectangle by the end of it. It was retarded. It was crazy just how many people were angry with each other, right? Mm-hmm. But with the Braxophone Atsu case or whatever, that's kind of as far as I want to go with it. So I'll get your thoughts, and then I will go to the follow-up that I do have in writing.
Okay. Yeah, this is interesting, I guess. I am a little confused on why this is such a big deal. Don't get me wrong, I understand internet beef, and internet beef can be really petty. Mm-hmm. I think the thing is, I'm just gonna kind of go down the list. With Atsu, if Atsu had a weird vibe about Braxophone, you don't have to justify having a weird vibe towards somebody. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like that's a justifiable thing. So, do you think it's a good move for him to go to all of his influencer buddies and say that he's not to be trusted? No. That's not okay. It's okay for you not to trust them. Yeah. And you're yeah, I don't know about that dude, man. He just gives me a weird vibe. Mm-hmm. That's fine. Yeah. I think that's fine, and that's valid. Braxophone said some weird shit right off the bat. Yeah. I don't fucking know you, dude. Totally understand. Mm-hmm. And then for Braxophone, I get it. You have this creator, and parasocial relationships are a real issue on social media. So, I'm sure he thought him and Atsu were going to be a lot closer and a lot quicker friends than they were, because, of course, he'd probably been watching Atsu and, interacting with his content. And then he goes and he's like, well, I tried to talk with him, and he seemed like he had a problem with me. It's well, dude, he doesn't know you. You know him, because you probably have watched his content. Yeah. But he doesn't know you. Mm-hmm. So, I feel like the beginning part of this, that, the snowball effect, is a bunch of nothing shit. That they started over what could literally just be like, oh, it's humans. Like, not everyone gets along. It's cool to not get along with everybody. Like, that's fine. What Atsu shouldn't do is obviously, like, you know, go to all of his connections and be like, fuck this dude, don't give him airtime or whatever. That's wrong. That's abusing your power. But also, like, Braxophone kind of, like, blasted this situation that, again, was just a bunch of fucking nothing to get some clout, right? Like, to say this big creator's name, be like, oh, he's an asshole, oh, he's a jerk, you know, he made me feel really left out and affected my, and sure, if he did, yeah, absolutely, like, that's fucked up and you should say that.
And one thing
but,
that
like,
I did leave out from his doc is that, you know, he was going through a really tough time mentally, and, you know, the COVID lockdown really fucked with his head. He was a very lonely dude.
That's cool. That doesn't, like, give you the right
permission to act like a fucking weirdo in public.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. It's just additional context.
No, and that's fine. Like, it's fine to act like a fucking weirdo, but you have to accept those consequences. So, again, if Atsu made you feel some sort of way, okay. That's just one dude that doesn't like you. How many other creators are in the space? You said there's a fucking whole rectangle full of them. Go to another one. Right?
But
if you're
Atsu's
cool
the
with
guy.
Tectone, if you're cool with Tectone, why not just go to Tectone then? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why does it have to be, like, why? Why do we need to
I have
mention
kind
it?
of an answer for that, a potential answer for that. Tectone's blacklisted from
Genshin?
the Genshin perks, the special perks that come with working directly with Genshin.
Gotcha. Well,
So that could be a potential reason.
So, I think the initial situation of the con and the, like, that's just two people who just got off on the wrong foot and let it snowball into fucking insanity. Okay?
Middle school shit? Yes.
Total middle school shit. I'm sorry. Listen, if Braxophone really, like, Braxophone going to the extent of reaching out to reps at fucking Genshin or whatever, trying to get a hold of Atsu, that's insane. That's insane behavior.
It definitely seems it from here, doesn't it?
It does. That's
Definitely
insane.
seems it
And
from
no
here.
offense, but if you did message Atsu and you try to have a conversation and he ignored you, there's a reason for that. Move on.
At least for a while.
No offense. Move on. And then, like, if it really starts to snowball to the fact where you're not getting invited, you know, your career isn't growing.
Yeah, but that's part of the problem is there was all these events and shit that he was being excluded from. All these potential networking events.
Potential.
Well, no, but like all these.
And, like, how long was this period of time between the con and him initially coming out?
I do not have the dates or anything because the thing is not in front of me like I want it to be. So
Do you have, like,
can't.
an estimated?
I would imagine a few months between, like, cons and things. I imagine it would be at least a month between each event.
Okay.
Is my guess.
Like, I don't know. I just don't feel like that's enough time to be like, oh, because of this one thing, he's hindering my career, so I'm going to blow him up. I just don't feel like that's enough time to be like, oh, my career isn't growing the way I wanted to because of this. I think it's kind of a cop-out.
I don't know if he said, particularly that his career wasn't growing because of it. He was just upset at the lack of potential networking options. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like those are two different things.
I guess.
Because it's like, not getting subs or views or anything is one thing. But not being able to form relationships with other creators for potential collaborations and stuff, I feel like it's a completely different thing. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I guess I'd feel differently if people, like, if he was actively reaching out to people and they were like, nah, man, I've already got shit with Atsu. But it was like a couple of invites to party, and if you're a fucking weirdo, I don't want you to party either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like...
I also did forget there was an interaction. Sorry. There was a lot in these docs. They were very long, so
Okay.
I was trying to condense them a lot.
So
I
again,
left
don't
some
take
things out.
my like my opinion is just based obviously on what is being relayed to me.
Yeah.
Just like you guys, like if you've never heard of this, your opinion's gonna be based off of what we tell you.
Yeah,
Well,
which
what
probably
Zach tells
isn't
you.
which probably isn't going to be the nicest thing in the world because I don't think super highly of a lot of these people. But like at the same time, you know,
Again, like
I'm going to put this stuff in the description. You can look this stuff. It is not hard to find. I can tell you that right now, and it is entertaining. I do suggest that you watch other videos about this. It is a lot of fun.
let this
to
be
binge.
your introduction. I'm not kidding. As soon as we get off this podcast, I'm gonna have him put on a couple videos while we lay in bed,
Ooh, this is going to be so much fun.
not eating Twinkies because I'm on a health kick.
Good shit.
But I don't know. I feel like now I don't trust either of them because fuck them. I don't know. Atsu seems like he's willing to do anything for views.
Interesting that you got that from even my shitty abridged version of it.
Yeah,
That
no,
is a
that
very
seems very
popular
obvious.
public
It also
sentiment.
seems that Braxophone is willing to do the same shit for views. Like, I get it. If this is what brings people outside of your community to your community is a bunch of dumb shit drama, fucking fine. But, like, don't let it affect other people's lives. Like, the fact that there was this whole drama between fucking Atsu and Tectone that literally caused his roommate to fucking go into a mental health crisis and fucking move and a friendship to break up because of some dumb shit to get views in your community. Get your bag. Get your bag.
But be nice.
But be nice. Like, be
Be
nice.
And not fake nice. That's his whole thing. To me, that I'm full mask off mode, right?
Pull up Atsu's photo again.
Come on.
Just do me a favor. Look at that. That is a fake nice dude.
To be fair, I did pick an
bad photo?
intentionally bad picture for
Yeah.
each of these people.
No.
I'm not-
That's fine. But no, it's, and again, we're throwing about big words like manipulative and shit like that,
Yeah.
and the whole space is manipulative, honestly, at this point, because it's not about the game. Like, it's about the dumb drama that's gonna keep people coming back.
Well, that's the thing, though. They really fuck with this game.
Cool.
They spend thousands of dollars on this game.
That's
Tens
ridiculous.
of thousands of
That's
dollars on this game.
ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It's gambling. That's literally what it
It's an anime cryptocurrency. You don't need to tell me otherwise. But like listen, that's a drama in itself. Also, if that's really what I'm doing is I am engaging in like some kind of sketchy shit online with like gambling and crypto, like borderline cryptocurrency, and this like weird economic system online through a game.
I'm mostly unfamiliar with that. It makes a lot of sense, though, to treat
There's a
these
lot.
heroes or, big-titted anime women like NFTs. I can totally see that being a thing.
It's very similar.
I can
like
totally
there
see
is
that
a
being a thing.
whole economic system in Genshin, and that's what, like, when I was talking about that girl on TikTok earlier, that's that's
Word.
kind of the tea she goes into, is about the economic
That's hype. I'm gonna have to check that out. for
system.
real.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. But like it's kind of a sketchy space. Like, it's kind of a sketchy space.
It's kind of a sketch. I think a big thing is that it's a very large space. A lot of people.
A
play
large
this game.
space with a lot of money. That's sketchy.
There's a lot of different sects in there as well, and big money is very true.
And listen, you guys are great at hiding it under weeaboo shit, but I'm not going to bring attention to myself, right? If I'm doing sketchy shit and I'm trying to hide it under cringy weeaboo shit, I'm not bringing attention to myself, because then people are going to start digging into Genshin, right? Like normal fucking people, right? And they're going to be like, what the fuck is this weird economic system that they have in this game?
Yeah.
And then you're going to realize how much money is moving through people, and that's when shit starts to go down.
It's the Roblox market, dude.
So yeah, except grown adults, like like whole fucking grown adults, and huge major companies.
But they make bag, bro. I'm not saying like
Sure.
Atsu and them do the gambling. I don't think I think they just play the fucking game. I don't think they do the gambling aspect. I'm gonna be completely honest.
You've got to know about it at least.
Well, yeah, of course, but that doesn't mean you have to engage in it.
No.
You know what I
but
mean?
like,
I feel, honestly, for me, I feel like it would be uncomfortable for me to engage in that. But also for me, it would be uncomfortable to play that fucking game. So.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, that game has a very in-depth I'm sorry, I'm really going in on this. Yeah. I wouldn't be bringing attention to myself like this over petty shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm gonna play my game. I'm gonna have my issue with the devs
China.
every now and then.
It's China. They're not gonna take down China.
Okay, I'm gonna play my game and I'm gonna do my shit.
Yeah.
But like, you know, like they're talking about fucking banning TikTok over the fucking Chinese data bullshit.
Yep.
I'm sorry. What is this game again? It is Chinese.
Originally, I was for the TikTok takedown. I was
I know. We'll talk about that. Whatever. I'm not talking about that now. But you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're switching. All right. I see.
But you know what I'm saying,
yes.
Right? Like they talked about banning TikTok because of the whole Chinese thing, and then you have an entire economic system
through a Chinese video game.
Run through a Chinese video game.
I really hope it's Chinese.
We should.
Please Google it.
Fuck.
Fucking China. We're just going bananas.
I don't even know how to fucking spell this shit.
It's Genshin. Sound it out, bro. You got this. Sound it out, Gronk.
It is. Okay.
Okay.
It is.
Jesus Christ. Thank God. Holy shit. I started doubting myself like halfway through that, and I was like, oh God, this probably isn't good.
Really
but, you know, like, we're all worried about fucking TikTok, but then you have a game with millions of dollars
Facts.
Going through, run by a Chinese company.
I'm sorry, there's no camera, so
there's not
the mime shit you just pulled off. You did the Donkey Kong taunt.
Like the fuck. Anyways, I talk with my hands a lot, so if next time I jump on a stream, you'll see that.
Yeah.
You can't see that now. You can maybe like hear my nails hitting each other when I'm talking with my hands.
It is very dolly over there, for sure.
Very dolly. But I wouldn't bring attention to myself, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I get it. I understand that. But
especially over some petty shit about not vibing.
Well, I think if anything, the gambling folks are probably upset with these people
for bringing attention to it.
Blowing up their spot. Is it on accident? I don't know. Sometimes.
Is it a smoke? Sure. Is it a smoke screen?
Yeah.
From Genshin to be like, hey, look at all of this dumb drama and not.
Well, here's the thing.
The gambling drama.
Here's the thing.
Like the gambling shit.
I think a big aspect of it is the fact that a lot of all these channels are, like I said, not huge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? None of these channels are ginormous by any means necessary. So, a big aspect of all of this is that these content creators are trying to grow. They're all trying to get bigger. They're very hungry. It's like college football, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, I think there's a little bit more tension in the air because of that. Because there was another one that I was just listening about earlier, because Genshin has taken over my life, is fucking somebody legitimately made a decent call-out video for somebody else because they plagiarized their tutorial or guide on a certain build of a character that you can do to beat bosses and be powerful in a very creative way, is how I think of it, because I'm a boomer. But yeah, it was very well put together, and I was like, damn, this is like a higher quality video than some of the other ones I was watching about this fucking big, you know, the most popular drama of the time, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the beefs in this space vary so much because it's smaller content creators.
Yeah,
so I think there's just a lot of stress involved there.
Yeah, because they're wanting to build it, and like
I am taking this dude down.
Please, yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I don't know. That's just like I get it. A little. I don't know.
Because I was overwhelmed.
I guess I just don't know fully how to feel because I'm a grown adult with grown adult problems.
I understand that, but also think about the money.
why do these people have money?
Think about
They
the
shouldn't have money.
I'm sure they should. Curating an audience and getting popular on like these social medias, holy crack.
People who make up lies and break up friendships for shits and giggles shouldn't have money. Okay?
I'm pretty
People
sure
who call
exclusively
out.
people like that do have
Shut the
money.
fuck up. People who call out others for, saying you have a bad vibe shouldn't have money.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. Again, like, it all seems, one, it seems incredibly petty. Two, if you are gonna do this for clout and for fucking views, can you make the drama just like a little bit more interesting? Just like a little bit. Because, well, he was kind of mean to me and he kicked me out of a picture. Sounds so fucking middle school.
He kicked
that
me out of the picture.
It
They took
feels
the
like
picture with-
borderline rage bait.
Ooh, I don't think it is. These people take it very seriously.
I
They're
wish
very
it
emotional
was.
about this.
I wish it was. I'd much rather be talking about some bullshit rage bait right now.
Rage bait makes me more angry, for sure. Makes me feel more passionate. But something about this feels very real. You know
Yeah,
what I
because
mean?
it's fucking stupid.
Exactly. It feels so grounded to me. So like, there's aspects of this that feel like real life because the emotional part, a lot of it I've seen before. You know what I mean? I've seen people that are this type of emotional
in
and
downtown.
act this way. Yeah, or well,
In your apartment buildings.
no, just like in general, like living life. You meet people that have emotions that are strong, like some of these people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's it's very human. It's not very like shiny superstar type shit that a lot of big YouTube tries to portray themselves as. So it's, I don't know, something about it made it very interesting to me.
It is nice. Like, I don't want to say it's nice. It's different.
Yeah.
It's
like parallel
definitely,
universe type shit.
yeah.
Though. It's
yes.
like the most normal thing in a parallel universe.
Yeah.
Is how I've described it.
No, that's perfect.
Because
That's
like,
perfect. I'm so ready to hear this, like, what this follow up is.
All right.
Because, like,
The fucking piano or keyboard on the floor. The dog's just trampling it,
oh my god, Jake.
trying to wake the baby up. That's cool.
It's still going. It's the whole. Oh my god! What the fuck is that? All right, we're back. I had no idea this lady made the exact same
Yeah.
video. Like this is.
Yeah, let me pull up her.
We're just making.
I'm just gonna shout her out.
That's so crazy. I had no clue.
So it's Ethereal Girl on TikTok.
I am gonna binge this.
She's gonna be. We're gonna put her in the description down below. She is known as the niche tea lady, and
Oh my
literally
God,
makes
that's
these
so
videos on niche tea. Like, she's done one on Warhammer. She's done things in chess.
I remember the Warhammer one. Oh my fucking god!
There's a whole
dude.
bunch of stuff, like a whole bunch of like random small communities she does stuff on.
So hype. Cool.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
But she's also like a social media person, so we're a little bit different. We're just 9-to-5ers, but
True. I have something for you to read if you would like to.
yes.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
This is the Braxophone conclusion. I took the important stuff out, most of the stuff that we actually talked about,
Okay.
and condensed it into this because it's normally a lot longer, and yeah, it's not a good idea.
Okay.
Do you wanna narrate?
Sure, I
Okay.
will. All right. So this is from
Brax.
Brax.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brax writes, last thing I want to say on this whole situation, because we've talked and worked out our final grievances. Atsu is right. Many of my claims did not have evidence. A lot of the things I brought up are very nearly impossible to prove, especially when they involve people that I don't regularly talk to. But after speaking with Atsu, and both of us sharing our side of the story, filling in plot holes and such, I do believe many of the claims I made to be false. What the fuck? All right.
Was
However,
that a plot twist to you?
that is a little bit of a plot twist. However, that is not to say that I lied, as I truly believed everything in the document to be true at the time of writing. And with many others sharing their experiences, I don't think it would be unfair to say that my feelings towards the matter were warranted. Towards the matter were warranted? Atsu has apologized to me directly for the things he did and for the things that he did not do. He was able to prove to me privately that many were not the case.
How do you feel?
I'm sketched. I'm sketched out. At the start of everything, I wanted to be his friend, and obviously that outlook changed. If you've seen both sides of the story, there was no real obsession. Oh my god.
Reading documents does that to you, doesn't it?
With trying to get into his group of friends, but there were many things that appeared that way. I do not fault Atsu for being concerned about it, given the circumstances. What fucking... Both Atsu's and my own resentment grew as third-party interactions soured our perceptions of each other, and ultimately it led to this where both of us had a blatantly wrong idea of the other person. Oh my god, just say Tectone. Just say Tectone.
I didn't talk about the other people involved, so that's not entirely fair.
I
think it's implied, maybe.
There is someone else in the community, not Atsu, who does not have a favorable opinion of me and has been souring the narrative. There are also some folks who have lied to both of us. However, oh my god.
It's reading.
Sorry.
Reading.
However, we both
incredible.
do have the ability to contact these folks privately. And if we decided to bring it up to them, it will be in private. Oh my god. I ask that we move on from this chapter of the Genshin Lantern Right PvP update.
I really wanted to hear you say that, I'm not gonna lie.
As both parties have worked it out, and it is no longer worth dragging things on. Please do not go after Atsu or any others involved in this unless you were personally involved in something.
Fact.
It is best to let this situation rest.
So stop talking about it. Zach and Shelby, stop talking about it, bro.
No. No. Why is this such bullshit?
What do you mean? I don't think it's such bullshit. I cut out a lot of the context. There's a lot of context involved regarding, like, more of his feelings towards specific events and stuff like that. There's a lot more to it. This is the abridged version. It's much longer, okay?
This is ridiculous. Why does it need to be this? This is too long. I just read 4 fucking paragraphs. That's too long. Okay, here's my thing. Right?
It does seem a little bit crazy that this became like a document, but there was a lot of shit that
they
went down.
brought this situation to the public. Finish it out in public.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Wow. You are Tectone.
Well, okay.
That is exactly,
here's my thing.
No,
If
said
you're
that exact thing.
if you're going to bring shit up in public, you need to finish it in public. Right? Like, you know, not only do you have people who support you as a content creator, and you made money off of this situation. You made money on views and advertising and shit like that on this situation. And then just to be like, we're good, don't go after anybody, it's fine. But in fucking huge ass no, there's...
Can I tell you something crazy? Atsu's is way longer.
Why? Okay, again,
Don't worry, I abridged it for myself as well. That's
okay.
fine.
Because, like, going off of this, at least, again, it just... Brax made this very public with
True.
this Google Doc.
True, he did.
And then
I think it's even fair to say
like,
that he thought he was doing something.
And then to be like, the claims I made were false, but I didn't lie.
Well, yeah, because he felt like he wasn't lying at the time, so that makes it not a lie. I think it might be one of those situations. I've heard of this before.
No.
People
like,
genuinely believe that.
That's fine. But you have to... I don't know. Is there... Again, you read the document. I didn't. Is there evidence to back up his claims that, you know, they're... that he just didn't know the full story? Like, does he actually say, this is why this is false? I said this, and this is why it's false.
That's in Atsu's. That's Atsu's thing.
Oh, Brax said this, and this is why it's false?
Yeah. Atsu caught the dub, is what it seems like to me.
Yeah.
At least for the most part. I don't know public perception.
I would be so surprised if Brax has any kind of career after this.
You think he's done?
Yeah.
I don't think he's done. It seems like he's pretty chill on it. Baby, you were just talking about how petty this was.
This is. I don't see him being as big as he probably thought he was going to be.
Well, maybe not like right now. Give him some time. Let him cook. I haven't watched a lot of his content, so I'm not going to shit talk his content.
You know, going off of everything else like surrounding it.
Yeah.
I just feel like he tried to go up against Atsu with Tectone kind of by his side, and he fucking lost.
There was a lot of people that came out.
He took the L.
There was a lot of people that came out.
Sure. He still took the L.
Against Atsu. There was a lot of people.
Sure. They all still took the L then. This statement says that Brax lost. Well, he took the L.
Yeah, in Braxophone's case, yes.
Yes, he took the L.
Yeah,
I don't know about the other situations,
Atsu
but
literally addresses everybody.
This is dumb.
That's what I'm saying. I can say.
I can now see.
He caught the dub. It's understandable. It's understandable because once you look at it from the grand scope of things, it's like, wait, this really is just like. They try to get people trying to interact. Mm-hmm. Weird people interacting with each other. Shit happens.
Trying to get more views from drama and then fucking hitting a wall and dying.
What do you mean?
He hit a wall. He hit a wall and could not crawl out of it, like crawl over the wall.
What, you mean like when you're talking about like sub count specifically? Or
no,
like,
I'm just saying like he's talking about like his career and his networking, right? He thought that never mind. I don't know if he actually thought this, but
I do like you just like listening to this very abridged version and just being like, I know what happened here.
But like from your very abridged version, and honestly though, it seems kind of obvious.
What?
That he brought up this situation to see if it would get him more views by interacting with someone who's been in a lot of beef. It doesn't end up working.
I don't agree with that take. Which is fine. I don't agree with that take.
Yeah, I mean, and you've seen more of it, he
seems like a very emotional dude to me. He seems like he was in a very tough spot emotionally, and it made him act a little crazy for a minute. And after that first impulse, he was like, yeah, maybe I should chill a little bit. And, you know, I think that was a big part of it. I think a lot of it was just he needed to talk to Atsu was a very big part of it, I think. They just needed to communicate. It's just weird that it had to happen
so publicly
and in such a weird way. It seems like a very awkward social interaction that's being broadcast to a lot of people, and people are jumping on it. Which I understand why.
You brought it publicly.
I understand why. You brought it publicly. You have people out here that have had beef with you and weird feelings about you for a long time. It's kind of the Kendrick Drake beef, to be honest.
So much so.
It's kind of the Kendrick.
All right, I wanna listen to Atsu's side things specifically about this, and then I want to give him my final thoughts.
Okay, I'm just gonna do the Braxophone
section.
Okay.
Part of the Braxophone section because he has it in chapters here. There's a lot of the context that I missed. I'm not gonna go to that, but there is a lot of it. Like 75% of it is that context. But I want to start with Tectone. He has his Tectone section because of course he has. And I'm gonna say something out loud, and I haven't said it since 2013, probably. Tectone, or no, Omegalol. Yeah.
What?
Omegalol.
Omegalol? The
Omega lol.
Omega lol.
Yes, all caps.
Okay.
It's an LOL, babe.
Okay.
It's very cool with the kids these days.
No, it's not. What the fuck does that mean?
Who knows? Tectone is Tectone. I could write one word. I could write a billion words. The end result will always be the same. You can take my word, his word, the public court of opinion's words. None of it matters at this point. His fans will defend him to the death. His haters will also chase him to the death. It doesn't even matter who is right or wrong. My beef with Tectone is well documented and all over the internet now. If you wish to find it, it's all there. I can promise you that Tectone will never stop speaking about other people in a negative manner. Whether that's me, my friends, people from his past, or people who are yet to hit his radar. I'm sure he will make content out of this document too. Of course, there will even be times where we cross paths online or even in person, and I intend to just go about my day. You could say when it comes to drama, Tectone is inevitable, and then he has a picture of Thanos doing a snap. So there's that. And now for the Braxophone section. There's a lot. So what are you looking at me like that for?
It's fucking stupid.
What, dude? It's a bunch of people on the internet dunking on each other, bro.
Okay. The Brax section.
Okay. I'm going to go over this first paragraph here, and then I'm just going to do a couple of the bullet points here, because there's quite a bit here. In his initial document, Brax made a lot of serious allegations, many of which did not have any evidence. As a result of that, I responded to him in an extremely angry fashion, because some things he said about me were completely untrue, and some things weren't even related or caused by me. Regardless, the community started rallying behind this document, because there was no real reason for Brax to maliciously lie about this situation. And he wasn't. Brax just didn't have the full picture and connected a lot of dots in a logical manner, and that procedure pointed everything towards me as the perpetrator. He believed everything he wrote at the time to be true, and I don't fault him for thinking that.
Because, I mean, it was true.
Oh, it's true.
The fact that he didn't trust him.
Well, yeah.
And he was fucking weird. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Some people have been untruthful to both myself and Brax regarding the situation, both before this drama and also after this drama, both in quotation marks, of course. We are aware now that someone in our overlapping circles has been gossiping about Brax to others. I feel like he would say it was Tectone if it was Tectone. I feel like he would. There. I feel like he would have dropped it there. If he did a Thanos meme on him earlier, he would probably put it there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, this is for some of those events and stuff. Oh, okay. I talked about it earlier, but I did not call people back to take a separate picture without Brax at the TV party, I guess is what that was called. That was other people from my Airbnb, and they wanted to take a photo with all our Airbnb housemates, okay, which Brax wasn't a part of. So there's that, I guess. There's a cool allegation that he responded to because he called him a white man on stream. That's
fun.
He's a white man.
It's true. It's true.
Atsu is an Asian man.
He is
a white man.
He is a white man. There's nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, there's a lot.
But everything else was pretty much stuff that I just totally skipped. A little bit irresponsibly so, but it's fine.
This is just like such a nice spark notes for y'all to go back and actually learn about this drama.
True. And also poking holes in the story is going to make a pretty fun minigame, like the back of the cereal box when you were a kid. The little games you could have on the back of Captain Crunch. It's just going to be like, what the fuck did he get twisted? What?
Like, what the fuck did we just spend the last 2 hours talking about?
That's true.
No idea.
Yeah.
No idea. That was so much fun though. So, thank you for joining us for our rebrand.
Do you want to eat the popcorn?
Yeah.
I didn't mean like right now. I was just all right. Okay, we don't.
Okay. All right. I'm not
Don't
gonna
eat
do it.
in the fucking.